Good morning, students. Let us start lesson 5, module 3. As I told you that in module 3 there are 5 lessons, and this is the 5th and the last lesson of module 5. Module 3, lesson 5. The name of the lesson is Service Sector, Trends in Healthcare and Tourism Industry. So for the sake of convenience, I divided this entire lesson into 3 parts. Number 1, nature and role of services sector in India. In this we will discuss nature and role of services sector in India. This lesson is quite big. In second part we are going to discuss healthcare industry, important trends, problems and opportunities. So this is totally only for healthcare. And in the third part we are going to discuss about tourism industry, important trends and measures for the development of tourism industry. Right? So there are 3 parts in this lesson. The first part, of course, that is the healthcare, important trends, problems and opportunities. And in the first part is only about the nature and roles of services sector. And there are 2 industries we have to discuss under this, that is health industry and tourism industry. So let us start with part 1. Understand once again, this is divided into 3 parts. Now part 1, nature and role of services sector in India. The service industry forms the backbone of social and economic development. It has emerged as the largest and fastest growing sector in the world economy. Its growth rate has been higher than primary and secondary sectors. In India, the share of services sector in GDP has reached 57%. Since 2012 and 13, service sector has been growing on an average of 8% per annum. The service industry in India covers large number of activities such as trade, hotels and restaurants, transport, communication, banking and insurance, real estate, business services, public administration, education, medical health, personal services, etc. So in this way, so many things are coming under this service sector. Now we will see what is the role of public sector. Number 1, driver of economic growth. The performance of service sector in Indian economy has been very good. In 2017-18, the sector contributed to 72.5% of GVA, gross value added growth. The growth was mainly due to higher growth in trade, hotels and restaurants, financial services, public administration and defense. So this is a driver of economic growth. Second, rising contribution to GDP. Over the years, the contribution of services sector to GDP has increased. According to the new method of India's national income statistic, the service sector accounted for 52.6% of GVA, that is gross value added, at basis prices in 2014-15. Third point, contribution to employment. There has been significant increase in the share of service sector in employment from 22.9% in 1993-94 to 32% in 2015-16. Among the states, Kerala has the higher share of employment in service sector. Fourth point, contribution to exports. India's share of services exports in the world export of services rose from 0.6% in 1990 to 3% in 2016. Services export growth was 5.7% in 2016-17. Next, FDI in services sector. FDI is foreign direct investment. FDI plays an important role in the field of services sector. The combined FDI equity share of the top 10 services sector is 56.6% of the cumulative FDI equity flows during the period of 2016-17. Next, transition to knowledge-based economy. The era of economic liberalization has led to rapid change in service industry. As a result, India is witnessing a transition from agricultural economy to knowledge-based economy. One of the important pillars of this economy is information technology, IT, and IT-enabled services, that is ITES. IT and IT-enabled services, ITES. India is the top IT and ITES sourcing market globally with the share of 55% in 2016 and 17. Next, media and entertainment. It is an important and upcoming service industry. It covers film, music, radio, broadcast, television and live entertainment. The size of this industry rose from rupees 918 billion in 2013 to rupees 1026 billion in 2014. Health and education. These services are provided by public and private sector. A strong and well-defined healthcare sector helps to build healthy and productive workforce. Education strongly influences improvement in health, hygiene and demographic profile. Next point, travel and tourism. Tourism is a major engine of economic growth, an important source of foreign exchange earning and generator of employment. The Ministry of Tourism has been undertaking several policy measures and incentives to develop the sector. Next, retailing. It is one of the fastest growing sectors both in terms of turnover and employment. The overall size of the Indian retail sector is rupees 40 trillion in 2014 and it is projected to reach 70 trillion in 2020. It is projected to provide employment to about 58 million people by 2022. Next, entrepreneurial skills. The service sector has significant capacity to promote entrepreneurial skills. The areas like IT, ITES, retail, health and personal care services, restaurants have provided opportunities to large number of entrepreneurs. Next, support to secondary sector. The services sector has been successful for supporting primary and secondary sector. The sector has provided support in the form of IT, financial services, consultancies, etc. to both the sectors. Agriculture has benefited from the use of IT. Farmers are now using IT services for procurement and marketing their products. So in this way, This service sector is very, very important. So this question is really very important, and you can elaborate in a very proper way. The question can be, explain the role of services sector in India, and you have to give all the 12 points. Pointers are must important, and you have to write the explanation of the pointers. Just take the just by heart all the 12 points so that it will be easy for you to write the explanation. Thank you very much.